sober, but with sandals. Sending disciples, trust, humanization, sobriety. Welcome to our channel of commentary on the Gospels, to discover yourself. Today we talk about sending the disciples, in whom Jesus gives full trust. Missionaries of dignified humanization, in sobriety. For a more complete overview of our human, cultural and spiritual offering, we suggest you visit the website, duevi.art. And he called the 12 to him and began to send them out 2 by 2, and gave them authority over unclean spirits. Mark 6:7. The passage of Nazareth, painful for Jesus himself, and the description of the sending of the disciples, wanted to be a support and light for believers of Mark's Roman community. The Son of God is rejected by his own people. And what used to be his country is no longer his. This should not be discouraged. Conflicts force one to come face to face with new ways of being, and opportunities for communion. In the relationship with God the Father and circumstances, no one gets by alone. Centering existence on goals and only on oneself, or gradually changing residence, verse 10, and then seeking excessive means to establish oneself better and better, even under the pretext of effectiveness. The testimony of Christ is profound and relational up to cohabitation. To be addressed by showing reciprocity. Capacity for non-alienating exchange, at least between two, verse 7. The goal then cannot be pursued if life is disintegrated by the opinions around, and devoid of any principle of transformation of relationships, expression of the alliance that inspires collaboration and a spirit of brotherhood. As well as a model, principle of analysis and prognosis for solving problems, and for a future of coexistence, through a completion of opposite sides recognized in themselves, through micro-relationships. In all religions the ideal of perfection is the achievement of one's purification, advancement, balance, but this is not enough for us to proclaim that the kingdom has come. It is the result of craftsmanship, of a journey carried out in stages and attempts, of love, in the Exodus. In this way, the Risen One has invested us with a quiet but irresistible and evident strength, his effective word, logos that becomes lucidity in us, charge, impulse, listening skills, which puts back on feet. Together, enables us to manage things, a compassionate power never seen before. The proposal of the Gospels presupposes a spirit of sobriety, risk, royal brotherhood. This is how environments are evangelized. Transmitting passion for life. And annihilating the forces of death that distance oneself from others. Having faith in hospitality and sharing. The new missionaries finally neglect the norms of legalistic clearness, verse 8, and show a different access to the same purity, to relationships, to intimacy with the Father. Therefore, essential ingredients for building community elsewhere are settle and give up ambition, participation also in culture, giving space to all intuitions, familiarity with normal jobs and compensation, the welcoming of excluded. As in the Semitic community mentality, the new envoys must become close brothers, defenders, and redeemers, goyal, of the marginalized. In this sense we too personify in history and contexts a small but celestial figure of Christ. Protecting the lowly and needy, verse 13, the teaching and work of Jesus unfolds, who had done so much to stem the disintegration of community life, then affected by political, economic and religious civility. Therefore, avoiding the ambiguity of riches, God's children would not harbor the instinct to dominate others. Unfortunately, those who are friends with triumphalism and possess in excess, will easily lack the main thing, characteristic of credibility. Trusting providence, the only spirit that does not affect situations. Jesus warns, so that we do not contradict him with our greedy, luxury-loving behavior, ready both to make deferences and to go along with power plays. Performing at any cost, always anxious about the role and economic levels. Of course, the Son of God dreams of a poor church, not just of the poor, but he grants us an element of opulence, or rather he wants it, that we wear sandals, verse 9. At that time in Rome a sign of freedom and dignity did not beg, yes, because we must rediscover the human, and walk a lot. Mark 6:7-13. And you and I. The truth is not what I have at all. That's not what you have at all. It is what unites us in suffering, in joy. She is the daughter of our union, in pain and pleasure given birth, neither me nor you. And you and me. Our common work, permanent amazement. Her name is Wisdom, Irene Gilon Dio. Thank you all for your kind attention. We invite you to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our activities. Subscribe, give your precious like and comment. Please share with your friends.